Hi, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to get to some of the assignments for each week's modules. So I've had several people who have been having trouble navigating the course and the Connect and Learn Smart. So what I'm going to do tonight is just kind of go through some of the navigation for you. Right now I'm on the home page, or the Start Here page, where you can see your banner for the course plus my information. And if you scroll all the way down, there's just several different topics that you should have been reading over as you started this class. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see a link that says Modules. If you click on that link, in the Modules section, you have your different modules each week. The introductory module was due the first week of class. Module number 1 was due last Friday and therefore has disappeared from view because it closed. Module number 2 is what is due this week. So if you open up module number 2, click on the title. In here you will see a summary paragraph of what you'll be going over in this module. Objectives are things that I expect that you will be able to do by the end of the module. The activities listed here, you will have to read Chapter 13 from your textbook, complete the Chapter 13 Learn Smart Smart Book exercise, participate in the Module 2 discussion, watch the videos on evolution evidence, and there is a quiz at the end of it. Also, you'll have to do the Connect quiz that's in the Connect and Learn Smart for McGraw-Hill. So to start out, you should start out with reading the Chapter 13 in the Smart Book. So to do that, if you click on the link that says LS Chapter 13 Evidence of Evolution, that will take you to the Connect site. And when you go to the Connect site, it should take you to the Learn Smart Study module. So it should open like this, and you should be able to start out by seeing the chapter of the textbook that we are working on, which is Chapter 13. So once Chapter 13 opens, you will be asked to read over the chapters, and as you read over the chapters, you have to navigate by clicking on the Go to the Next page. Read over each section. Anything that's highlighted is important information to make sure that you go through. Go page by page, make sure that you read each page. When you get to section 13.2, you can go down here in the left-hand corner where it says Practice. Click on that, and it's going to ask you questions. The question here says, the study of fossil remains and other clues to past life on Earth is referred to as. If you think you know the answer, click I know it. If you aren't quite sure about it, go ahead and click think so, no idea, or unsure. It's up to you which one you want to click. So I'm going to put that I know it, and then I'm going to, the study of fossil remains and other clues to past life on Earth is referred to as paleontology. Okay, and it tells me my answer is right. We'll go to the next one. Click all that apply. So select all the examples of how plate tectonics has played a role in the distribution of organisms. Oceans can separate continents. Land that was underwater can be exposed. Mountain ranges emerge. Half-lives, no. So I'm going to say I know it. Okay? And you would do that until it got to a point where the questions were moving into the next section in the textbook. And when you do that, you just go back over here to the Read section, and it takes you back to the textbook, and you read the textbook, the next section. Once you get done with the next section, you go back to Practice, you answer those questions, and eventually you will get so that you are at the end of the chapter and you've answered all of these practice questions. When you've done that, it should give you a 100%. If you don't do all of it, then it will not give you the 100%. You've got to go through and read the chapter and answer all of the questions. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to close the Smart Book. and then that will take me back so I can go back to Blackboard. When I'm back in Blackboard, the Chapter 13 Connect quiz is right here on the screen. I'm going to skip that for right now. I'm going to go down to the biogeography, which is a video that you need to watch. You also need to watch the homologous and vestigial structures video. And then there is a section, how the Burgess Shale changed our view of evolution. That also is a video embedded in a reading. So you're going to continue and finish that assignment. Once you've done all 3 of those assignments, down here you have the Module 2 video quiz. You open that up. It's got 10 questions that cover all 3 of those videos. That's one of your graded assignments. I think I've made it worth 10 points, so it's not a huge assignment. When you've completed that, you can go to the Module 2. This icon right here is the icon for a discussion board. When you click on that, it's going to take you to the discussion board that it's linked to. And what I have asked is that each person go into the link that has their last name, the first letter of their last name on it. So my last name's Cleveland, so I would go to last name A through F. That is a thread that I started, and you're just going to reply to the thread, put your post in there based on the question that was asked in the discussion board. And then after you have posted your answer, you're going to read other posts and respond to those. And to get full credit on this discussion board, you have to have your original post plus 2 responses to other people in this thread. You don't have to go to any other thread in the discussion board other than the one that corresponds to your last name. Once you've completed that, you go back to Module 2 again. And at this point, you're going to do the Chapter 13 Connect quiz. So you click on that, open that, and it's going to take you back to the Connect and Learn Smart. And in the Connect and Learn Smart, it will open up the assignment that you have. And this one has 20 questions in it, and you just answer each question, submit it, and submit your final, all of the questions at the end. You have 2 opportunities to take this quiz. So if you don't get the question or the score that you want, you can come right back in and take the quiz again. The questions may be a little bit different. They may be in a different order, but it comes out of the same test bank. I usually have about 25 questions in the test bank, and you're getting about 20 of them on each quiz. When you have completed that Chapter 13 Connect quiz for this module, you are now complete with the module. You've done everything in here. And so you should be able to say that you have read Chapter 13, you've done the Learn Smart Book exercise, you've participated in the discussion, you've watched videos and completed the associated quiz, and you've taken the Connect quiz for Chapter 13. All of that is due by Friday this week at midnight. Next week's module is going to be very similar. Module 3, Speciation and Extinction. You'll have your activities listed here. You have your Learn Smart, you have your Connect quiz, you have a couple of videos and a couple of assignments. So this assignment is a summary paragraph you need to write, another summary or imagine activity that you have to write, and then you have your discussion board down here at the bottom. The other thing I wanted to point out to you is over here on the left-hand side you have the syllabus. If at any point you have any questions about grading, about due dates for assignments, that's on the syllabus. So here's the course schedule. Everything that has a check mark over here in the right-hand column is a graded assignment that you have to complete for that module. I hope that this has helped you understand how the course is run. If you have any questions,